Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the Hit and Move All Day Agility Boxing Gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Hit and Move All Day Agility Boxing Gloves. I got mine in the red and white colorway, 12 ounces, Velcro closure. You can also get these in lace up, anywhere between 12 and 16 ounces. They offer this in a white and gold colorway, white, red, and blue, as well as their classic black and red colorway. The glove itself is made of full genuine leather construction with multi-layer foam padding. I'd say that the padding is right there in the medium side in terms of density. It does have a little bit of a break-in period, which we'll discuss here in a second. And then the glove itself is designed here in the United States and manufactured in Pakistan. Now, I've used several of Hit and Move's products in the past. I've always been really impressed with the quality of the gloves. And when I say quality, not just the leather, the liner, the foam padding, but really they're always on point with weight as well. And I feel that Ozzy, the owner of Hit and Move, really tries his best to evolve his gloves. It's not like you're just making a generic boxing glove and just kind of throwing it out there to sell them. You're actually really trying to integrate the science of boxing into the gloves. So whether it feels great on your hands, if the foam padding is actively working in sparring or actively working while you're hitting the bag or hitting the mitts, everything is beneficial to the person that's wearing these gloves, and I feel like Hit and Move does a really good job with that. So I've done reviews on their gloves in the past. I decided to go with the 12-ounce agility gloves in Velcro because I wanted to try something from Hit and Move that was more compact, that I could use specifically for bag work and hitting the mitts. And these are definitely a great glove in that regard. These really remind me of the Phenom. They're the XRT, no, they're not the XRT, the Phenom. Basically, they're like their fight style gloves, but they're made for training. These kind of remind me of those, and I've done so many reviews, like I can't really remember the name of the model, so forgive me for that, but it reminds me of that. It's kind of like a fight glove that's more protective, but you can use it for bag and mitt work. So looking at the glove, it definitely has a more compact size and dimension to it. It has the Hit and Move logo in white on the back of the glove, says Hit and Move All Day. The leather texture on here, I'd say, is more of a satin type of finish on the leather, full genuine leather construction. You do have a 3.5-inch Velcro strap in red with white piping that goes around it. I'll show you guys the inside. The glove right here. So you have the full Velcro strap. You can see it says Hit and Move in black, designed in the United States, and also says genuine leather. The wrist support, I'd say, is about 1 inch thick. So you have a more firm density foam on the back of the wrist with a nice soft tricot style liner with a softer foam that gives you a nice comfortable feel. So your hands slide in real easily into the gloves, but they also feel very comfortable as you're using them. I'd say you have about 1/2 inch of foam of a harder density that's on the exterior of the glove, and then again, just like the back of the wrist, you have a much softer material on the inside, and you can see that the actual liner says Hit and Move that's printed on there. Your typical warning label you see in there, and you can see that padding goes all the way up to right about there and on that side as well. White piping throughout, double stitching. You also have a ventilated hole on the thumb, white piping on the thumb, the Hit and Move logo on the exterior of the thumb, a leather attached thumb right there. And to open it up, you also have ventilated holes right above the grip bar, and the grip bar is nice and big. I definitely love the grip bar on it. It's almost like it's oversized and it has a good density to it. And then again, the multi-layer foam padding, I believe they call it their DRT padding. I'd say it's perfect in terms of being able to really feel your shot land and getting that satisfying feeling of connecting, but also doing a really good job of absorbing shock. And you can see the quality of these gloves are top notch. The stitching looks good throughout. The gloves were on point with weight, so when I put them on the scale, if I can recall, they're like right at 12, if not 11.9 ounces. But you can see the stitching, the leather doesn't have any imperfections on it. No lumps in the foam or in the leather. And something you typically see with like injected molded foam over time. Within like a couple of days, even shorter time than that, or shorter duration of time, you'll start seeing these little lumps. And with these gloves, I haven't had any issues with that. And keep in mind, oftentimes I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to cleaning my gloves. So oftentimes when I'm done, I finish drying them out, I always get leather conditioner and I clean and wipe that leather down. But you can see overall, the construction looks really good throughout the entire glove. Inside liner looks good. You also have the elastic that keeps the inside together. And that's pretty much it. Where the index finger meets the thumb, this little portion right here, sometimes it's an area that can be overlooked when it comes to the stitching and just kind of that QC, that attention to detail. But they do a really nice job. Even the attached thumb is done very well, and you have that double stitch in the middle of the attached thumb piece right there. So overall, really nice. Comfort, hit and move, always does a great job with that. You know, I don't think I've ever had a hit and move glove where I said to myself, okay, these gloves are really uncomfortable. Or I put them on and I notice right away, like, okay, this is gonna be a part on my thumb that's gonna hurt. You know, my fingers are gonna be kind of crowded, so I know that my pinky finger is gonna be kind of rubbing against my ring finger. I've never had that sensation or that kind of feedback. The first thing you'll notice is the liner. The liner feels very comfortable. It has that nice, soft, smooth tricot liner. It's not like the Everlast Everdry liner where it's kind of foamy and has kind of like a microfiber feel to it. This has a much more of like a smoother tricot silky feel. So I definitely like the liner. The thumb positioning is perfect. So it's nice and long and parallel with the rest of the glove. The piping isn't too tight, but it does require a little bit of breaking in, especially with your hand wraps on. But the depth of the thumb is perfect. Same thing with the depth of the finger compartment and the positioning of your fist. You have the grip bar right here, which you can definitely feel. And then you also have a secondary piece of neoprene that covers the stitching right here that after a period of time will start to kind of imprint your fingers into it. So it almost feels like it becomes almost like a glove that's custom to your hand as long as you're the only one that's going to be using them. The wrist support feels really good, and you can see this is a 12-ounce glove that's more compact. So in terms of the length of the glove, it doesn't drop too far down on my forearm, and it's kind of a little bit higher up. And you can see that there. It looks really good, really comfortable as well. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you guys is the balance of the gloves. You know, they're very well balanced. They're not top heavy at all, and the distribution weight is perfect with this glove. But yeah, overall the comfort is really good. I'd say if I were to critique this glove, it's not necessarily a bad thing. There's definitely a break-in period time with these. They're not a super soft, broken in like fight glove or like the MX gloves, or even some of the other Mexican style gloves like the title boxing Combatiente or the Pro Max, where you can open and close your hands really easy. This definitely is a little bit on the stiffer side, so it's going to take a little bit of a break-in period. But once you do, these are going to be really nice and soft and broken in, and they'll just feel amazing once you really break the gloves in. You just got to give it a little bit of time. But they're not painful. Some gloves, like some Mexican style gloves, are very stiff, and when you go through the process of breaking them in, it hurts your hands while you're doing it. And with these, you definitely don't get that. Protection and performance wise, I'd say this is a very balanced glove. You know, and I think there's a lot of companies now that are doing a really good job of blending both the performance aspect of the glove, of the user feeling their shots going through and getting that nice feeling of impact with your knuckles, but at the same time preventing injury. So the shock absorption and the compression of the foam does a really nice job of absorbing the power of your punch and saving your knuckles, saving your wrist, and just overall keeping your hands and your forearms in good shape. But at the same time, give you the performance, and you want to use the gloves. You know, there's some gloves there you get and they're uncomfortable, or just the foam doesn't feel right. And the more you use them, the more you get irritated by using those gloves and you end up not using them. And with these gloves, the more you break them in, the more you use them, the more you enjoy them. At least I have with these particular gloves, especially for the heavy bag and for the mitts. This is where, to me, these gloves really shine. Cost-wise, these gloves, depending on the size and the colorway, start at, I believe, $179 all the way to about $198. This specific model, the red and white in 12 ounces, is $189, which is, I'd say, pretty fair. I mean, all things considered, with the quality, the attention to detail, how comfortable they are. It's full genuine leather. They look good, they perform nicely. You know, if you're kind of looking at it from the perspective of other gloves out there, New Sporting, obviously Reyes is the big one. Rival Boxing, Rival comes out with gloves that are kind of in that $150 to $189 range, like the Guerreros. It's kind of right there in the mix with that, and I definitely think it's a fair comparison between those types of gloves. It just depends on the style of glove you're looking for. But if you're looking for something compact that's kind of similar to a fight glove in that regard, but it's more protective, and you want to use it specifically for mitts and bag work, then I think this would be a great choice for you. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these hit and move all day agility boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.